Everybody, this is Lynn, and it is Saturday afternoon on the 15th of November, 2025. And I wanted to show you something that some of you are aware of, but probably not all of you. There is an interesting website, Trentino Cultura. It's cultura.trentino.it. And then the Archivi Storici. I'll put the link in the comments when I post the video, and I'll put it in the description of the video when I post this later. It is a database of things that are in their various archive systems. It's not a database of things like parish records, like we usually use for genealogy, but things like legal parchments, parchments that they call them pergamene. Pergamene means parchments, old legal things that were written and stored either in the communi or in the church parishes, or sometimes you will find these stored in various archives in Trento itself, like even in the municipal library archives. The municipal library in Trento has its own archives, or in the provincial archives, or in the state archives. It doesn't have every single thing, because not every single thing that they have, and they've got thousands, if not millions of things in their archives. It doesn't have every single thing, but it has a lot of things that have been categorized, just put in the database, okay? Some of the things will also have multimedia images, and which is interesting, but not all of them do. Some of the things are from private collections, like the Thun family, the noble Thun family. They have a huge collection, and sometimes you can see those as multimedia, as scanned documents on screen. So now this is not something that is terribly useful if you're trying to do your basic genealogy, tracing families with births and deaths. But it's a very good resource if you're trying to get additional information, especially about families who are, say, either nobility or landowners or notaries. Notaries were contract lawyers, because the contract lawyers, the notaries, their signatures are going to be like in everything. And so you might have one notary whose signature is in dozens or hundreds of documents that are still in the archives. So I just wanted to show you this site, and also to give you a couple of tips on how to use it. Do a basic search, okay? There are different ways to do a search on it. So what I'm going to show you is just a search of everything that's available. So this Unita Archivistique, so it means all of the entire archives. So if you click this, you've got to click something. But if you click that, it'll give you all of them. And then cerca means search, okay? So you've got to put something up there. Now, here's my tip. They, in old Latin records, not all names are spelled the same way as they are today. So say, for example, my family's surname, my grandmother's surname was Onorati. Now, you will also see it spelled with an H in the beginning, because that's from the Latin. So, and also you will sometimes see it with a Y at the end instead of the I at the end. Again, it's from Latin. So how do I get around this so that the system can understand what I'm searching for? Well, here's my tip. Since it will always have O-N-O-R-A-T, what I do is I will put a %, which is a wildcard Boolean search command, and I'll get rid of the I at the end, and I put it there as well. You can see it's actually in my cache, because it remembers that that's how I've searched for it before. And then this will then find Onorati in various forms. In certain surnames, it's a little tricky if you do that, because then you might end up with a lot of words that sound like surnames, and so you'll end up with a lot of results that are not relevant. So anyway, this is one thing you can do. I can try another surname after this. So put the percent signs in the places where the letters may vary. You can also put them in the middle of the word. If, let's say, a name sometimes has a double letter, like a double R or not a double R, or a double L or not a double L, then you might put the single character and then the percent sign after the single character, and that way it will show you both the single character and the double characters in the results, if that makes sense. So anyway, so I've put in this in Cerca. I've clicked the all archives, the entire archives, and then I'm not caring whether there are images. This is asking me only show me images online. You could do that if you're only looking for images online, but I'm not going to check that for now. But down here it says filter by start date. Inizio means start, and filter by end date. Fine means end. Filter by start date, filter by end date. You really should put that in and try to make it narrow so you don't have tons and tons and tons of results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in, again, my cache has it already there because I've done so many searches on this website. I'm going to put the 1st of January, 1400. And then I'm going to put the 1st of January, let me put 1500. And see what happens if anybody comes up in that time period. Shouldn't be that many, but we'll see. And trova means look for it, find it. It means find it. So trova means find it. So I'm going to, and be sure that GG, MM, AAA, GG means giorno, MM means mese, which is, so giorno is day, MM is month, and AAA is anno. So it means 2-digit day, 2-digit month, a 4-digit year. So don't put month, day, put day, month, because that's the European system, okay? So this means 1st of January, and January is this, not that. So I'm going to go trova. Let me see what it has. Nothing. So now I've come up with nothing, probably because my date is too early. So if I go back to criteria of search, ricerca means search, I'll go back to that. Let me change now the years. I'll put 1500 to 1600 and see what I come up with. Trova should be something. Now I have 2 pages of results, and you can change the, this says estremi chronologici, sorry, bleh. And that means if you hit it, you can then reorder it to go into chronological order, and you can reverse that chronological order. So you'll see that it says Parroquia di Santa Croce del Plegio, Pergamene. Con immagine means with images. Yes. So if I click on that, I should be able to see some images. I'm actually not going to click on that because, let me just, well, maybe I will. Let's just see. Now you'll notice that sometimes nothing happens. Here's a multimedia, and here's the image right there. Yay. Now, this is interesting because this is one of my ancestors. Ego means I. Matteos, son of Alberto Onorati. So this is Matteo, son of Sir, usually that means Sir Alberto Onorati of Bono in the parish of Bleggio. Publico Imperiale, public notary, imperial notary. So this is his signature. That's his handwriting. And let me see if I can zoom in. Let me go in, that's about as I have to do it this way. That is his signature. That is his notary seal. He's handwritten that himself. You can see there are watermarks on this because it's not on the document. It's a watermark to kind of enforce copyright of this. But you can save it. You could go right click and go save image as, and then you can save it to your computer. I'm not going to do that right now. So let me just close this. Now if I go back to, if I click on back on the screen, I can get back to the results and you can see other examples. Now I want to give you, and here's the same, Matteo, son of the late, fu in this case means the late Sir Alberto Onorati of Bono. And it then tells you what he was, what document he was drawing up. It describes the document. And so this is actually a description of it written in Italian. So the document itself is going to be in Latin. So you may not be able to understand it in Latin, but this is it's a dispute, an agreement of a dispute here. And so he's drafted this document and it's just describing it here. And you can see multimedia again. And here's the original document. It's a bit damaged. You can't see the whole thing, but you can download it. Once again, you can download it. So I'm going to go back right now. And I'm going to give you a tip, though. Sometimes when you do searches and you try to click these links, the first time you do the search, the links don't work. It's just a quirk in the website. I don't know why. If the links don't appear, you can get it to work right away if you just click the refresh. And then the links will become live. They will be live. So in this case, they worked, but it's because I already had this screen open before. So you can see others here that say no pergamene, no image available. Here's the same notary. You'll notice notary, notary, notary. Not always are there going to be notaries who are in the documents. Sometimes here's Caduzzone, which is in Valrendena. And now here's a different Onorati, and you'll see that he's not the notary. He's Don Marco Onorati of Bono and Don Pietro Bertelli of Priori, who was a notary, and the actual notary was somebody different. Now, some of these, this person is an ancestor of mine. This Lorenzo Costantini, he's an ancestor of mine. Some of these, you can see they come from books. So these were not necessarily things that they have in their libraries, but these were things that were transcribed and put in books. So you will see where it comes from. And then if you feel like it, you can go find that book. There are the inventory of Ciccolini. Giovanni Ciccolini did 3 volumes of pergamene, thousands of them, and they're not for this part of the province, from Val di Sole and Val di Non. Val di Sole, all Val di Sole. And so those are all published books, and those, if you search in here, you will also find them here. You will also find things that are in several other books that I have here in print version. You will find them in this database. Okay, so we can change the research now. I'm going to do, let me just pick a surname at random. Surname a lot of you have. Let's go Pater Noster. And I'm going to put it, I'm just going to put Pater Nost and with this after, because it may say Pater Nostro or something like that. And I'm going to leave the dates there again. And let's see what I come up with. Wow, a lot of things from Castelfondo and some from Vigolo Vitaro. Let's see what this one says. This is a debt resolution. And this is Antonio, son of the late Domenico Paternostra of Ramallo, agent for blah, 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 Paolo Paternostra of Ramallo. So even though this took place, this is from the archives in Castelfondo, these people are from Ramallo, and you see some Pencaries here, Manincors from Cassese in San Zeno here. And so such a wealth of information. And if you want to enter this into your tree, I mean, I do. What I do is I will just you can just copy and paste this information into like a citation, and you can say, it came from the Archivi Storici website, and put the link in. There's a way to do it. I'm not going to show it here, but I can show it in another video at another time, where if you're using Family Tree Maker, for instance, you can put in, make a custom citation for online databases. And then you can just kind of paste this in and you can formulate a way of systematizing them. I usually systematize them by dates, and then I put the links in, and then that way I can always go back to it. But I will paste this into the citation information so I have it. Sometimes I'll translate them if I want to, but even if you don't want to or don't have time to, you can paste it in. So anyways, I wanted to give this to you because this is the weekend, and I thought it would be a nice weekend challenge for you to try this website. Again, it's cultura.trentino.it/Archivi Storici, and then it's Sistema Semplice, which means a simple system search. I will put the link underneath this video. Give it a shot, and in the comments, let me know what you found. Let me know if you found anything. Some of you have used this site a lot. So I just thought this would expand your interest in looking for things in a different way. As you can see, it's not going to give you dates of when people were born and died. However, if it says that so-and-so is the son of somebody's, the late so-and-so, it tells you that the father was already deceased, for instance, or it tells you that the son is still alive. And so these kinds of things can be very interesting in filling in some of the gaps, especially in early time periods where there are no records available. So, because the records don't always go back into the 1500s in all the parishes, and even if they do, they don't go back before 1560-ish in parishes. So anyway, have fun with that, and I look forward to seeing your comments. Bye.